Did not see it. I'll try to summarize the last year of my life. It started last year. My wife says she no longer loves me and reveals an EA co-worker. Devastated, I react like any other man in this situation and try to fix everything and go overboard. I check her emails and phone, and as far as I can tell, the EA is one-sided and not physical. The next few months I try my best to address her needs. I educate myself. 5 love languages, no more nice guy, love must be tough, forums. She feels awful about the EA and actively avoids talking to him. Overall, everything seems normal. We spend time as a family, 2 kids, 3 and 5 years. We hold hands, hug, talk, compliment each other, but no bonding. Every time bonding comes up, she reminds me that there is no love and wants to separate. She leaves a few days here and few days there and comes back. We went to marriage counseling and started to see improvements, more intimacy, one-sided, her touching me, but eventually broke down and stopped going. She feels like she has no control over her life. I've tried a combination of plan and 180, but every time I start seeing results, we run into the intimacy issue again. This last breakdown, I told her that I would like her to be there for me physically and that she can't just have me around as a friend. I've told her more than once that she is free to do whatever she wants. I won't stop her from leaving. But at the same time, I've said that I believe in marriage and want us to be a family. I can't find many resources on men in the situation I'm in. I keep trying these 180, but I keep falling every time she starts coming back to me. She usually goes to a hotel on her own and leaves the kids. Comes back miserable because she misses them. She's also stayed with a friend of ours once. We still live together. If I file for divorce, I'll have to follow through if she calls the bluff. I'm not ready to do that yet. But I guess I have to do something, don't I? The dilemma: file for divorce or continue. Have any other men here been through anything similar? Did your partner come back to connect with you again intimately after being apart for a long time? In counseling, she said the last time she felt love was after our firstborn. After the EA was addressed, she did say she loved me but quickly backtracked. We are really good friends. She says that I am her best friend, and we've known and dated each other for a long time, since high school. After our second was born, I did not meet all her needs, but I wouldn't say I was really neglectful. I have addressed those issues these last couple of months. There was a time after our first that we were having a lot of bonding, and that resulted in our second. The bonding was part of what she said she never had control over. She had a hard time saying no to me because she was always afraid to disappoint me. I had no idea that she felt this way until our initial marriage breakdown. I haven't been pushing for bonding this past couple of months. I've been giving her space, but it does come up once in a while when I can hold it in any longer. I'm trying to see if we can get past whatever she is going through. I completely believe that the problem is with her, not me. I acknowledged my faults early. I made it clear that her affair was unacceptable and that it was disrespectful to me and our marriage. That is where my head is right now. It took me a while to get there, but I do realize that divorce is an option. Just not convinced yet that it is the only option. She shows me that she cares in many other ways. Can't it grow from there? Or is it all or nothing? The reality, yes, it really sucks. But humor me for a moment, I'm on the fence here. What if the E is over like she says and she is truly just confused about our marriage? Don't people question their marriages? Having kids changes people. Combine that with the control issues she's brought up. Would your advice still be the same? She still tries to do things together with me. Believe me, everything I've read makes me want to do another check on her movements, but she can't do much when she has to pick up the kids every day after work and she's busy running a class as a teacher. She hasn't been going out much on the weekends and I'm not seeing anything on her phone, no secretive calls or texts. For the last couple of months, I've taken the path of not bringing up anything, not creating any pressure. I thought that this would be the best tactic based on what I've read. I truly believed that she was going through a midlife crisis of sorts. After the last breakdown, she wants a separation. Should I initiate it with a divorce? What would be the stronger position here? Other advice I've received says to let her do it. Yes, we are in limbo and I am accepting that either you love someone or not. I don't want to move out because I don't think I should. I would want her to move out. I will let everyone know how this plays out tonight. So last night I basically told her that a separation will mean a divorce for me. She asked me if I wanted her out of the house and I said yes. I gave her 2 weeks to find a place. I told her that her E destroyed this marriage and there will be no reconciliation because there is no love. I told her that I've been trying for the past year and it has all been one-sided. She waited for me to come to bed, but instead I slept in a separate room last night. I don't feel good right now. She's already asked me in a text if she can take the kids on Sunday to her grandmother's house for Mother's Day, to address everyone who is convinced that she is having a party every time she leaves. I know for a fact that she was alone when she left. Once she stayed with her parents. She was miserable every time she left and came home. The last time I put my foot down, she came back wanting to try MC. That improved things for a while but ended. How do I prevent this from happening again? How do you know if someone is truly remorseful? I don't want to fall into the same patterns again. I'm trying to find ways to stay strong here. An update on what has happened. Yesterday we both attended my daughter's arts night at her school. Before leaving, she said that she would leave and spend the night alone, said a night. I told her that I'd rather her stay but under the conditions I previously stated. Become a loving partner again. Leaving means divorce. Own up to the EA that made her really angry and she was miserable all night. She told me that what's happening right now to us has nothing to do with the She avoided me all this morning. I think I really hit a nerve here. My wife is really horrible at expressing her feelings. It's strange because I always thought women were better at this than men. She easily gets confused by how she feels and can't put anything to words. That's why I keep feeling like I have to keep repeating these conditions for her. That was also why MC was really difficult. It comes from a background where her mother really controlled her as she grew up. As for the EA, I've checked her phone and browser history. She's not really technical. I've found nothing. I've asked her if she would give me the passwords to her emails and she said yes. I didn't follow up because I wanted to show her that I trusted her. I'm going to take her up on that offer today. No Facebook account I know of and she shows me her Instagram account once in a while. I am tired of being a doormat. So, I'm scheduled to talk to an attorney tomorrow. I'm absolutely not interested in any I'm down from my anger high and feel miserable right now. I am shaking a bit. What can I expect in the next few days in terms of emotions? Want to be prepared. We are going to live under the same roof for the time being until we can sell the place. I want this to be as quick as possible. I exposed immediately to parents, called, and her friends, co-workers, emails. But as I said, it doesn't matter now. I know I'm moving on. I will open up a new post if needed. I've already spoken to an attorney. I'm in Canada, so yes, they have an adultery divorce, but it will be faster and cheaper for me to get an agreement from her that the marriage was over last year and then a divorce can follow right away. Moving on with my life. Going to live a great one. We have started a custody schedule where one of us leaves the house for a few days. And currently out of the house. I'm taking the time to get everything in motion. First step, drafting the separation agreement. The only thing I feel now for my soon-to-be ex is pity. She could have had an amazing life. Basically, I am moving towards divorce and the separation has already started. Wife had been cheating for 2 years with a co-worker during our marriage, but signs of trouble only started a year ago. I tried for a year but it was too late. She was in too deep. No remorse on her part when I uncovered it and she still tried to deny it. We have 2 small kids, 4-year and 2-year. Feeling 2 strong emotions right now. Doubt, what if I paid more attention? What if I did this instead or been more romantic after the kids? I really did want to keep the family together. Distrust. I look around and see a woman and think how I can ever trust anyone again. I'm not looking for a relationship. I know I'm not anywhere near ready, but I'm beginning to think loyalty and respect are the exception and that makes me depressed. People just want to get laid. At this point in my life, I expected things to grow into a phase of deep love and friendship. Something I thought we had. I am considering the paternity test now. I'm meeting with a lawyer next week to go over the separation agreement that I put together to make sure it is good to go. I find that at the end of the day is when I feel the loneliest. Not sure what triggers it. I haven't done any work this week in the office. I've been sitting in a fog at my desk. I keep getting out of my seat to walk around aimlessly. I have to start doing something soon. I've already missed a few deadlines. I'm using the employee service program at work to talk to counselors and get legal advice. My boss doesn't know what's going on. I'm not giving up the kids. I love them. If I could get full custody I would, but right now it will be shared. My 180 is pretty strong now. The time away from the house has helped a lot. Today I was at the house to say goodnight to the kids and STBX didn't say a word to me. Her ignoring me didn't affect me on any emotional level. That made me feel really good. It made me feel like I could get through this. I did wonder, but there was no longer any attachment there. I am staying true and trying to be the best dad I can. It's nice to hear that it won't go unnoticed because it's something I really want to believe. That's part of what's still motivating me. Yes, I am going to do a DNA test. My family has been amazing for me during this time. The more I talk about to them, the less it hurts. I do feel different from the week before. I wonder if I'll find someone again like my STBX. Not the person who cheated, but the person I married and grew up with. I really miss the woman I married. I know that things will never be the same. I'm moving forward no matter what. It just really hurts to see part of that person still there in her. The idea that I'll have to live the rest of my life seeing the shell of what may have been sucks. The family I wanted. For those who have kids, how did you cope? Full custody and never having to deal with her again would have been ideal. Had a little blowout with my STBX yesterday. Texted her asking where she was at with the separation agreement because it's almost been 2 weeks since I've given her the final draft. She says that she finally received revisions from her lawyer and is looking it over. Called her afterwards, was pissed at how long it was taking her, and basically told her to put this thing through as quickly as possible. She said that was what she wanted and is not slowing down the process. I proceeded to tell her that she's lucky that I didn't blow this thing up even more than I did. Couldn't hold in my anger. I didn't want to lose my cool in front of her. I'm losing steam. I'm about to get the final draft of our separation agreement from the lawyer so we can sign and move towards divorce. But I'm having trouble seeing the end. My STBX comes by the house every few days to be with the kids, and every time I see her, I'm either angry or depressed. When she comes to the house, she sleeps in the den. I don't interact with her and we don't even look at each other. Still no remorse. The idea that she is getting support from the co-workers and friends makes me feel guilty for some reason. Makes me feel like I should have been stronger and better in our marriage. The other thing that infuriates me is the way she is just waiting for me to do everything. I drafted the separation agreement. I'm taking apart the furniture and I will be listing the house. Not sure what else to do to keep moving on. I'm already in shape. Always have been. Not interested in hitting the gym to get ripped. Been keeping busy with friends and family. Going out for long walks has been really helpful. This is probably the beginning of the emotional roller coaster. What other things did you do to help you get through this? A month later, still trying to find the things that make me smile. I've felt strong this past week and a half, but no, I'm feeling really down. A relapse maybe. She's been texting more and she's even called once to discuss things about the kids. I hated how she speaks to me like everything is normal. When she comes to the house to visit the kids in her best dress after work, I just want to punch her. Maybe she's doing a 180 on me. Right now, I feel so down. I feel like I was so easily replaced by this everyone says time is all I need. Will I feel justice with time? I do have the final copy of the separation agreement. One more review and we can both sign it and be done with this. Haven't put the house up yet, but I've moved a bunch of stuff out and so has she. Listing the house is the next step. Another thing that is infuriating me is how she isn't doing anything. She just waits for me to do the paperwork. Everything has been worked out and we are in agreement with everything. I'm moving into my parents' place after we sell the house and I'll be helping them with some of their debt. It's the best move for the kids. They will both have their own rooms, a big backyard and family around always. I'll just have to make a bigger effort in avoiding her while she comes to the house. You are spot on in that she doesn't like effort and doesn't do well on her own. I can see that she is trying now and putting in a greater effort. She's trying to prove that she can raise these kids on her own now. I've realized with my STBX coming back again for a few days to be with the kids that there is still part of me that is having trouble letting go. I know in my head that I can't go back and fix anything now. I can't get over the fact that I know I'm the better man for her than the opus. She would have been happier together as a family. I can't let go of my feelings of pity for her. Maybe she will become a better person after this, maybe not. But I can't help but feel for her, knowing that one day she will fall. I'm a committed person in everything I do. I always follow through to the end. It's hard to accept that some people can't be helped. Her shallowness is hard to accept. The path she is picking is hard to accept. I hope that this doesn't sound like I'm going backwards. I'm giving her the separation agreement today for the final review. I'm still focused on moving. Things are starting to come to a crawl here. I have the final separation agreement and now she is getting her lawyer to review it. I'm afraid that this will drag on. This arrangement is not working well for me when she's at the house. One minute she's trying to talk to me, the next minute she looks sad, the next she's talking about separation business, looking for ways to find relief. I come home late most nights when she's here, but my anger is taking a hold of me. I'm not leaving this house until it's sold and I can't stop her from seeing the kids. The little things she does still affects me. I'm sure she's not getting anything from me because she's always had a hard time reading me. She's probably testing me. It's been a month since I exposed my STBX's affair, an affair that had gone on with a co-worker for 2.5 years. WW and OP were planning on living a life together the whole time. They were looking for a place together and consulting a lawyer while I was in the dark. I only became aware of the problem a year ago when she stopped saying I love you and bonding stopped. We tried MC but she lied through the whole thing and nothing came out of it. After posting my problem here, I installed keyloggers on her laptop and found out the truth. The truth set me free. The question is, what should I have learned from my experience? I trusted my wife and loved her. She manipulated me into thinking that I wasn't doing enough, that she didn't have enough freedom or control in her life, that I wasn't there for her enough. Should I not be as trusting and always guard myself? I thought I picked a good person. She spoke about how important family was. She had a good profession as a teacher. She was never one to lie until our marriage. We improved as a couple, we communicated more and were best friends. Is the lesson taught her that people change and we just have to accept that? Do women change after having babies? The whole time I thought that was what was happening. She was going through some midlife change. After some reflection, I admit that I did put her on a pedestal at times, but I also did complain when I wasn't happy. I fought for my marriage always. I am a beta-alpha mix. I've always been an active person and do alpha things, like martial arts, hanging out with the boys, etc. I don't think I lost her by being too beta, and I doubt that I lost her by not doing the laundry. I also play with my kids and love putting them to bed. She denied the affair at first, until I revealed the evidence. No remorse. Her family are rug sweepers. Informed her co-workers but not the principal. Co-workers knew something was going on but let it go on. My relationship with her now, minimum contact. If we ever talk, it is about the kids. I ignore her and I'm getting good at it. I told her if there is anything else to please email me about it. As someone here told me, why waste my energy on her and the OM when I can be directing that energy towards myself and my kids? The teaching profession is predominantly women. The one single guy in the school kept at it with her and she gave in. Their relationship was 3 years in the making. I know of another male teacher who cheated on his wife. He told me that he was tempted all the time being the only male in the school. I guess that is a lesson learned. Be wary of teachers. When we went through our pre-marriage course with the church, the priest asked us if we could forgive infidelity. She said yes and I said no. I did catch a flirty email between the two of them after our firstborn and I lost it. I told her that friends don't speak to each other that way. She said that they were just friends. I told her to set him straight. She said she did and naively I believed her. With the stress of the baby and getting pregnant again soon after, I didn't realize that she just stopped bringing him up and started taking her infatuation underground. She denied me bonding and love for the past year. Looking back, I realize now that she was being faithful to the OM. She was already out of the marriage by then and was cake eating. She did sometimes feel guilty about it, would sometimes cry when I kissed her or held her, but it wasn't enough for her to stop it. In the end I gave her what she wanted. Not on her timeline but mine. Getting exposed to school board. Legal advice I was given was not to. If she loses her job, I could end up paying spousal support. I can live with the exposure I accomplished. Teachers talk, people ask questions. I've been told to test the kids. No need to because the OM is white and I'm Asian. STBX is too. There is no doubt. Something I'm learning now is that no matter how focused I am on my goal of detaching, I still keep getting pulled back. I had some really awful triggers this weekend. Went to a party and heard music we used to dance to. Father's Day was also a trigger. It doesn't make sense because I should be sick and disgusted of her for what she's done. Yet I have these triggers. I'm 34. I've been with the ex for a long time, so I'm slowly getting back into it. I've hung out with a few women these past few weeks. For lunch, drinks, etc. Mostly friends. Some of them single. Just not into them that way but trying to get my mind there. I have to say it's helped a lot. I do feel that I do get some interest, but the ups and downs I'm going through are too much of a distraction right now. So, I'm doing all the right things, just not feeling myself yet. I do doubt sometimes about finding a good woman. Not thinking about replacing, just trying to figure out how to have fun again. I'm joining a gym this Friday. I'm trying to get the house sold. It's pretty hard trying to get rid of all the stuff, especially when there are memories involved. She's so cold and businesslike with me. It stings and hurts, but I'm trying not to let it affect me. It's like this person has no feelings anymore. STBX admitted to me a few weeks ago that she knows that the OM doesn't give a crap about our kids. It came out when I pressed her about where she is going to live. It's been playing in my mind ever since. All this for what? She's tried apologizing to our friends but doesn't even have the courage to talk to me about what's happened. She's living with her parents right now and that's where the kids will be staying while they are with her. I'm moving into my parents' house with the kids at the end of this week. I've prepared them for the move and they are amped to have their own bedrooms. I no longer worry about them anymore. I know they'll cope and adjust. I've found that a good outlet for me is writing and journaling. Sometimes though it seems like I can't write enough about it. Sometimes I wish I could shut off my brain. I'm too analytical sometimes. Why is it that so many who have been betrayed get blindsided by it? I really feel like I didn't get a chance to fix anything until it was too late. Does this happen to all marriages? I know I'm not perfect, but I was a good man, that I know. She could have clearly told me what she felt or gotten help. I've met so many people who have gone through the same thing with their spouse. Are there couples out there who overcome this pitfall, like they are able to realize that something is lost or broken and fight to fix their marriage? My friends keep telling me to move on, to get over it, that it wasn't me, that she never really wanted this life with me. I know they care, but what the hell? It's hard to talk to friends and family about the situation. They don't seem to know what to say and it gets awkward. I think it's because many of them are still in shock. Moving the kids out of the house and into my parents this weekend. Separation agreement is done, it just needs to be signed. Going out a lot. Tonight, for drinks with co-workers. Still waiting for it to feel fun and normal but still not there yet. Is that normal? An update and see if anyone had any thoughts. Kids are adjusting well and they are happy. I'm adjusting also. Every time she drops off the kids, she looks like she's going to cry. I notice every time she does drop them off, she is looking her best. No need to dress up for a drop-off. The house is being listed this week. I told her to clean out all the junk in the house so it can be viewed and she did it. I have a separation agreement signed and I've gotten everything that I wanted. She signed the separation agreement without all her lawyer's amendments because I told her to. It's like she's just going along with anything I tell her. I've read a lot about how it's played out for a lot of people here and the amount of suffering I see her in now isn't enough for me. Granted, I don't know how she is when I'm not around and I don't even know if the OM is still in the picture. The problem I have is that I know too much. I've pieced together everything with the trail of emails spanning 2 years. All the lies and scheming. I have an appointment to see a counselor this week. I'm prepared for her to be the walking W she always wanted to be. When we started having problems last year, she told a friend that she felt trapped, that she couldn't do it anymore, that she was flirty and couldn't be herself. No signs of her trying to reconcile. I'm not getting any resistance. Like I mentioned, she's just going along with what I tell her. She lives with her parents when she has the kids, not sure what she does when she doesn't. With the emails I've learned about how she would meet up with the OM before school at a nearby park. I've pieced together times when she would say she was with co-workers or alone but secretly meeting with him. They would FaceTime when she was supposedly marking and I was in the house. She was fulfilling all of his fantasies, like high heels, oils, and other dirty things. And she was always hoping he would be the stepdad. She would hint at it to him. She was even watching videos and was on forums to figure out how to do certain physical things. Believe me, it's not like I didn't ask for those things. She would also complain about the kids and the family things we would do together. One of the first emails, 2 years ago, in the secret mailbox was his apartment address and him saying he loved her. That tells me their relationship started way before. He was basically telling her that he never saw her as a wife, that she would always be the single woman he started working with. They would send pictures of each other and share what was going on in their lives. All that time she was trying to be faithful to him, lying to herself and to me, pretending that it was her identity she was trying to find and all the other BS. She was also afraid of what other people might think. She told a friend that I didn't let her talk to guys and that I wouldn't even let her talk to her principal. I always tried not to be the jealous type. I questioned her sometimes about having lunch with the just the two of them, when I thought it was just friendly. I told her I wouldn't like it if it happened often. Lunch just the two of them. Is it too much to expect that your partner should make you feel secure so you don't have to question this kind of thing? She never made any effort to keep the friendships she had with her girlfriends. I encouraged her to try. Should that have been a red flag for me? She would spend more of her time talking with guy co-workers. It might not have shown here, but I am pissed. I wanted to destroy her, but I needed to be strategic, and I got what I wanted from the separation agreement, which was control over my investment account. I acted as quickly as I could when she was feeling some guilt. I'm not making any time for her unless it has to do with the kids. I've also had to recently cut my friendship with my best friend because his fiancée insists on speaking to my ex and supporting her, and he doesn't have the balls to say anything. He didn't turn out to be a good friend after all. I was going to be his best man at his wedding next year. Not anymore though. The fallout from this sucks, but I see it as a purge of all the negative things in my life. I'm taking out the trash and I'm burning it. You're right, no more parasites. I don't think she was physically frustrated. I'm just coming to terms with the things she did with the I was always ready and able to give it to her. I know that she was always afraid of what other people thought of her, and she would always get down on herself if I ever got angry or frustrated with her. At one point during our problems, she asked me if I hated her. So, she is afraid of that also. When she found out, she denied at first until I told her I've seen the emails. She doesn't know the extent of what I know. She apologized, but it was weak, and when I asked for an explanation, she couldn't speak. She said she was ashamed. She feels sorry for herself, but I don't see any real remorse. She apologized to some of our friends about what happened, saying she was a horrible person, but never said anything to me. I couldn't take her back, and she knows it. I won't live with that crap. I've realized through my ordeal that in order to really know someone, you have to pay attention to how they handle stress and pressure. Her parents reacted the same way she did. They rug swept. They both avoid their problems and don't face them head on. Hate for now is getting me through this, and I have friends who remind me to get angry when I'm down. I hope eventually I can get to the point that some of you are, where I just won't give a crap about her. The emails showed excitement, talking about the good time they had. She was also being bold. She contacted a lawyer. She was looking for a place of her own, dreaming about their life together, talking about taking trips and keeping secrets. There was a lot of fantasy about having a place and raising our kids with the She mentioned him as the future stepdad a few times. I'm happy with the amount of exposure I did. I could have blasted an email to their entire mailing list, but I figured that sending emails to strangers would look petty on my part. Like I was just an angry bitter man because I don't know what she's told others. I exposed to whom she was closest to and I walked away. It makes it clear that I don't care. She knows that I'm a fixer and I don't easily give up on problems. By me going no contact and pushing the agreement through and soon the divorce, she should get the message. Even if she doesn't, it's helped me get to a point where I feel I can move on. I still have my ups and downs, but I'll keep going even if I have to fake it sometimes. I believe I did too much for her. Even though I kept doing my own things, something she complained about to my friends, I know that wasn't the reason, that was her cheating justification. She saw me as dependable and fair, and I think that's what ruined the attraction. Received a good offer on the house. Closing is in a month's time. Applied for divorce. Now just have to get someone to serve her the papers. Feeling really down right now. Every so often I fall back to second guessing and doubting myself. I hate that I do that, but it's part of the process, everyone says. For those of you with kids, how do you deal with seeing your ex? I still find her attractive, and I even sometimes have dreams of sleeping with her. It messes me up. When that happens, I try to remember the crap she did. And I see I've been told that the less I see her the better. Sort of hard when the kids are being exchanged every few days. Weeks later, I'm at the end of a week-long trip to the cottage with my family and the kids. Today is my son's birthday and we had some FaceTime with the ex. After the kids said goodbye, I could see the ex start to cry as I disconnected the video chat. I left it alone and went on with my business. Before we left on vacation, I went to the house to pick up a few things. She was at the house, which was unexpected. The house closing is at the end of the month. I could tell that she had just finished crying, but she came down to talk business about what furniture I wanted to keep. I told her we could talk about it when I returned. For a moment I felt sorry for her. I wanted to do something but fought the urge and left. My good friend reminded me that she shed no tears for me when I confronted her. Yet she's only feeling sorry for herself now. That's what I believe. The NC is changing me subtly every day. I read here that the one who cares less has all the power. I refuse to be a chump, so I'm trying to get to the I don't give a crap state. On another note, I got a new job that pays more and is more interesting, and it starts in September. I plan to take a week for myself before I start to travel somewhere on the West Coast. How do I get over these feelings of regret? Just when I thought that I was getting better, here they are again after my vacation. When she told me it was an E, I asked her if she slept with him. She denied a number of times, and I believed her, thinking our marriage could be fixed. She was already sleeping with him, however. She thanked me for not kicking her out of the house even though I was furious. I tried doing more when I should have kicked her out and confronted everyone. But all I did was call the guy to see if something was going on. I even let her go on the overnight trip with her students knowing the was going. I could have busted it up and maybe our marriage could have stood a chance, and that's been hard for me to accept. I could have stopped it from getting worse. It could have been true instead of the fake one I went through. Why would I want to be with a cheater? If I killed the affair early, I could have had a remorseful cheater. I would take that remorseful cheater to keep my family together, to give my kids a family. I worry about how they will grow up. My STBX sent me an email saying she wanted to talk about stuff. I replied asking her what she wanted to talk about. She said she wanted to apologize at the very least. Not sure what to make of it and don't really want to meet her. Not sure if I can face her without losing it. But it could be a chance to air out everything. Don't know what to do. I want to give her crap, but I don't think it will wake her up and give me satisfaction. It could be something more because her friend was reaching out to my other friend and fishing for info about what's going on. I don't think that's a coincidence. With the house sold and divorce pending, I feel like giving her a farewell letter. My therapist said that many people who divorce write a goodbye letter and burn it. It's supposed to be therapeutic. I want to give her the goodbye letter. I know that I recently refused to see her for an apology a few days ago. Having a moment of weakness here. Turns out that I filed the wrong form for divorce and now have to pull it back and start over. No big deal, right? But now she has involved her lawyer and she wants to pay her lawyer to take care of the process and apply for divorce jointly. I wanted it to be me who initiated it. I can let that go because divorce is the end goal either way. But I feel like crap now because she's been emailing about all sorts of things regarding this, and even an email gets me angry. I'm trying to relax. I'm going to propose that she gets her lawyer to take care of it and she pay for it. Signed the closing papers and handed over the keys last Friday. She looked sad. After everything was done, I decided to listen to what she had to say. She said that she was trying and keeping her mind open to fixing our marriage the past year. She said this was her problem and she truthfully just wants control over her life, and she's sorry that she didn't give me a chance to be that support for her. I told her that all that was BS. True reconciliation meant being truthful, remorseful, and showing humility. Then the tone changed to pity and she asked me if I could make sure that my family wouldn't talk badly about her in front of the kids. I gave her my goodbye letter and left. She replied in an email later, but it was more of the same thing, never addressing anything I said in it. She said she won't argue but continued to ask me not to badmouth her. I just had to listen to see if there was any remorse. There was none. A month later, mine is not really an ending but a beginning. I've started a new job and I've also started dating an amazing girl. She gave me her number when I left my old job. I never noticed her until recently. We are really into each other. I'm taking it slow, but I feel so much stronger and smarter now. I'm looking for red flags and I've been completely honest with her about them. This seems to make me even more attractive to her. My eyes are open to all the possibilities. Things look completely different now. Looking back, the one most important thing I did that helped me heal was going to NC. For those of you with kids, it is possible to go to NC. I only communicate with the ex when it has to do with the kids, and even then, it is only through email. I've gotten to the point where I don't care. It's been said here that the opposite of love is not hate but apathy. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm fine with that because I know how to be happy on my own. I know the value I bring. Half a year later, I keep reading and hearing that it takes years to heal from an affair. It makes me wonder if there is something wrong with me. I don't have triggers. I've been to restaurants that we've been to before and I'm still able to enjoy the food. I've been to weddings and I don't feel down. I see my ex when I drop off the kids and all I feel is sorry for her. I don't miss her. The only time I feel down about the situation is when I think about my two kids going back and forth between two homes. The marriage seems like a distant memory to me. I feel that I'm over the affair. Is it too soon to feel this? My comment: it seems OP is one of the few that got over the infidelity in their marriage pretty quickly. Have you had similar experience? Subscribe, comment down, and I am going to start preparing the afternoon story.